Okay. I'm going to talk while I try to shuffle and see if we get any cards, because it'd be like that. I apologize ahead in advance for smacking. It helps me with the stress. Okay. So this is what's coming to me today, and I don't know who else's experience is in this space, but hopefully this will resonate with someone. Is that I thought that gosh, I don't want to get off track. I thought the trajectory of my life, I went and I felt pressured to jump back into work by, okay, I don't know. All right, staying on track. I felt pressured to jump back into work as a parent by both my mom and my ex before I was really ready. I wanted to work and I wanted to work and be mom, but when I had my child, then it was like, I wasn't in, there's just a lot. And there's just so much that you don't know how it's going to go or how it's going to be or how you're going to emotionally be and stuff like that. So I wasn't married, but anywho, I decided that I wanted to, when I knew that me and my ex were not going to stay together, I went and we co-parented, and I studied and took the test to be a personal trainer. And that was like, this is what I want to do. I was already teaching classes. I had been teaching group fitness for a long time. I love the fitness industry. I still love it. And so I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And then I moved home and we split. I moved home and I got a job teaching classes. And then the girl that I worked for ended up opening a gym and I started doing training and I loved it. I had two guy clients who stayed with me for a whole year. They were super loyal. I really enjoyed, I did these other trainings to teach these classes to help with the spine. I still do Aldoa if you need help with your spine. And I thought that was the trajectory that my life was going to continue on. And then 2020 hit, I lost my job, and I just started following my passion, spirituality and dance, and like all this stuff just started coming to me. There were some other things, this other group thing that I did that kind of like spurred it, but it was like, I had already had my awakening before coming home. And then I just kind of jumped into survival and trying to take on all the responsibility of single parenthood. And then I guess my higher self was like, okay, now it's time for you to slow down and heal. And so there's been immense amounts of like deep healing and purging and slowing down that I have been doing since 2021. And then everything shifted really, really fast after the summer. It's like I got to this really good place with Teddy and I was like, okay, I think we're going to be able to figure this out and these different things. And then I kind of I split off from my mom, who was like our main support system in all of this. And that's another separate story. But so I've been trying to figure everything out on my own, and my son started having really crazier behaviors again when that first happened, and I started this channel. I started coming on here more, and then that shifted into his behaviors have gotten better, but now, especially in the last like month, he's like bored all the time. Like, and it wasn't like it's just so weird. It's and I know that's parenting and that's how it goes, is like things change and your kids grow, and I mean, of course, like that's how it goes. But like at the same time as of me being on my own and trying to work, and us having like very like serious financial issues and all these things coming together at the same time. And so now I've been pushed back into just like go mode. And because of the way that things transpired, it's like it went from like not polar opposites, but like it shifted me really fast. And I'm grateful because I needed that fire. I definitely needed that fire lit, because I got so in my feminine and so in that like slow down and everything that it was like I wasn't motivated, and I was even dealing with like depression and stuff like that. So I'm grateful that I'm being I'm being pushed, but now I'm on the other end of like, in that 10 of wands of like, it's too much and I'm trying not to be resentful or angry. And it's such an interesting experience as a parent. And I don't know other single parents, or I'm sure other moms too. You just like that feeling of being like unseen and unheard and unsupported is so frustrating and painful, especially when you have people who are supposed to be a support system that are really just looking out for themselves. But they shapeshift and they act like they're there for you. And that's where it gets really scary. I'm going to lose the message now. Okay. The point of all this is that I don't know who else is going through this. And it does get genuinely scary sometimes, because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get who I'm going to be able to find that's going to be able to come in and give Teddy more of what he needs and give me a break and for us to keep going forward. However, there are things like this that happen that, I chose to kind of like pull the wool over my eyes, because there were times when I was so vulnerable and so drained as a parent that I needed someone to lean on, and in that way, maybe it was like the universe just conspired it to where my mom was able to be that person, but it's like she's not meant to be that person going forward. And I love her, but it's not. Things will happen where it's like the universe shows you the truth behind people and what their true motives are, and that's when you have to realize that, like, that's why you have to, if you're on this journey, you have to lean on yourself. You have to come back to you have to connect to source and find that support from the Most High, so that we're not leaning on the people that don't want to support you moving forward. Like, I have to figure out how to work. I have to figure out how to have people, find a little village, like maybe not a little village, but just someone that can come in and give me a break sometimes. So, like, I want to be able to continue to adapt and stuff like that. But like today he was asking me to do this and that. And I'm like, and I didn't get enough sleep last night. And because, and I mean, I can't make excuses. Like that's the fire lit. Like, I got to do what I've got to do to be a better parent and to step up. But it's hard. It takes a lot. It's so easy to self-sabotage. Like, it's so easy to just stay up till 4 a.m. or whatever, and then be mad at the world because you didn't get enough sleep and you can't handle it. But nonetheless, I know that I want to create a life where I want to be motivated and inspired and doing and giving however I can, but I also want to be able to have a break. I want to be able to relax. I want to have a day off once in a while. Like, I'm 24/7 with what I do. And I know that there's people like who have been adulting and have had stressful lives a lot longer than me, but it's like, I can't do the work that I'm doing if I'm stressed all the time, if I'm exhausted. Like, that's part of the job, is taking care of myself so that I can help teach others how to do the same thing, so that we can create, because that's essentially what happens, is that you're just driven to create this life that nurtures you and caters to your needs. Because you're like, for me, it's like, I did all this healing work and now I don't have the support that I need to keep going forward. And I'm not okay with being unseen and unheard. Like, years ago, I took it on, and I didn't care. I didn't love myself enough. I didn't appreciate and respect myself enough to realize, like, I deserve that. Like, that's the difference, is that you realize I deserve this better life, but now I still have to put in the work and continue onward until I can create that. So I'm hoping that this brings some fire to somebody. I almost didn't pull cards because I just wanted to speak. So we've got the Hierophant reversed again. We're struggling with stability. Yes. Feeling that. We've got the World reversed, Nine of Swords. Reversed, and we have Three of Pentacles. I was thinking ironically earlier, I was like, I'm feeling like the Two of Pentacles. I feel like I'm the Two of Pentacles girl, but that I'm dropping one of the balls. Like I'm just not, I'm not able to manage it all. It's just so weird. It's so, and that part makes it interesting. It's just like so ironic. Like so many things have come through my child, of course, because it's like, it's always me and him, but it's just, and that's so tough as a parent. I don't think that will ever go away, where it's just like you just don't feel responsible for everything. It's like I love my kid's an only child, like, but I'm like, I can't play and entertain. I can't play 50 different roles for you. Like I also have to, no one keeps the house clean if I don't. And like that's the stuff that I feel like so many times as moms, or as that's just the stuff, because we have to do it every day, that it gets frustrating when you feel like the world you're not respected for that kind of thing. Like the world outside of us just respects the hustles. Like that's all that you get respected for and I mean, it is inspiring, of course. Like I'm inspired too. Like there's a girl I followed or I saw her on Instagram, and she has this beautiful home, and she's like shows all the way that she organizes, and it's all just like so neat and beautiful. And I'm like, it's almost like too much. I'm like, it's a little bit too OCD for me. Like I want some plants. Like I want to be more jungly, like feel in my home. But I'm like, yeah, it's inspiring, because I'm like, I want to create a better life for us. I want to have a home that feels like a home, and create that life, and it's like, and then when you've been through all these things, and now you're at this place where you're like, dang, my lack of self-respect has also made it to where we don't have the finances to do more, and we don't have the opportunities to do more and stuff, and I don't have the support team in my life that can be there for my kids so that I can take a break. Like I haven't created that stuff. So I'm just coming on here and keeping it real, because this is what's coming to me today, because I'm like, we've come way, way too far to give up. And I know that I deserve to be able to breathe out in my life, and to have people that can also entertain my child so that he's not bored. I mean, like I said, he's an only child. Like you have to figure out how to play by yourself. You just don't have a choice. But I'm like, if we had like a cat, maybe that would be something else that would keep him entertained and stuff. So, and I'm sorry if I definitely don't want to be trauma dumping, and I'm sorry if I'm just letting it all out, because it's like I don't have this space to do that, and I need to figure out a way to I need to journal it probably. But we do have the Three of Pentacles, so that's a reminder that whether it's physical or non-physical, you've got your support team, and they've been like pumping me up really hard right now. So I hope that this inspires somebody, just to say that it's like, sometimes you feel like it's like one of those things, like, can it get any worse? And I know that it's just the mind, but nonetheless, like we're going through a lot right now, and I hope that I can at least bring some inspiration for somebody to not give up, even when it's like this. Because whatever it is that's in your heart, and maybe it's not the 10 of Cups, but maybe it's the 9 of Pentacles, and you just want to be able to have your own life and stand on your own and do what you have enough to do what you want to do. And it's like, you are wholly deserving of that. But it is a tough wake up call to realize it's like, because I'm responsible for all of the times there was a need. I know that there was a higher need that for me to spend with my mom, because I know that there were other things that were happening, and that I don't want to unwrap that right now. But on the other hand, I'm also responsible for going back to the same person over and over and over and over, instead of waking up to the fact that this person doesn't really want me to, isn't able to support, like she physically can't support me, like, because she can't babysit, like she won't. And it's a very long, I don't want to even get into that, but it's like, I didn't. And it's hard when you're just one person. It's hard to find those people, because we've had lots of different people, but they were with us probably just for the amount of time that they were meant to be, and now they're gone. So it's like, we haven't had a steady, like consistent support team, support system. And that could be because of me, I do feel like I do think I'm reliable, and I'm definitely loyal to the people that that I'm committed to. Yeah, that, like, I commit my heart to. I'm very loyal, and that becomes a problem sometimes when it's like you're loyal to the wrong people. You know, I'm still responsible for that. So, this was more just about the message, and I hope that this inspires somebody, because once you get to that place that you realize you want to have those people around you that you feel safe with, that you can let your guard down with, that you can confide in, and that you know are going to be there for you and meet you halfway and give you reciprocity. And you want that life that you can breathe again and have some breaks, and that you are more than deserving of that. This is when we have to take it step by step and not get aggressive at the universe or at the people around us, because it's hard. And it's one of those things that, like, I have an understanding now that, like, if we get past this, I'm going to look back and understand, you know, but I don't know why it is the way it is. Like, I don't know why it's like I can't just make things happen faster, but it is what it is, or I'm not seeing the right things. Moving past that need for validation, for me, that's a really, really tough one. It's tough coming on here still for me and not knowing that this is doing anything, or not knowing how it's gonna, you know, like how is this gonna come back around. And like, because I also have to bide my time. Like, I don't want to be wasteful anymore of time. I also did a lot of that, and I think that's another part of the journey too, that we all, like, spend too much time on the thing, you know. And like I said, self-sabotage is just, it's a little too easy sometimes. And you need to take breaks. And my goodness, I'm gonna make some time too for my inner child. So please make time for your inner child. And I think that's such a big part of this journey, is just like linking arms with your inner child, so that you know you have your own back, you know, above everything else. Don't give up on yourself. All right. Love you. We're gonna get through it.